Okay, so Judy, I've made you and you can share your screen because I'm not going to be staying on this and you'll be able to end. Okay.
Okay, yes, and I am recording.
Okay, so you just need to share your stuff and then you have ZFA and EFA are here.
Okay, and did you want the AI meeting thing on?
It's fine.
Okay,
Then I'll
all
send it to
right,
Jody. Okay. All right, are you gonna
awesome, thank
are you
you.
putting do you have stuff to share?
I do have stuff to share. I'll first just say hello
Okay.
and then,
Okay.
yep,
I'm gonna leave you to it.
all right, thank you. So, hi, raise your hand, yell, wave if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Yay. All right. Well, thank you. I am Judy. I am the volunteer and education coordinator for the ARC. And we are so appreciative that you guys are taking this amazing leadership role with helping with our collection drive at your camp for the ARC. So I'm going to go over, I'll tell you what it is we're going to do. And hopefully, both sites have some paper and writing utensils. You don't need one for every single person there because you'll work in small groups, but you will be needing some paper and pens, markers, whatever, crayons, something to write with in a little bit. So thank you. Thank you for being leaders and thank you for taking on this leadership role. I am going to tell you a little bit about the ARC and what it is we do because I think it will help you to know a lot about the ARC, will help to hopefully create enthusiasm and want you to really help our organization. Then we're going to talk about what some of our clients go through and how important this drive is. And then, thirdly and lastly, we're going to talk about ways that you can work with the campers that you help with to make this collection drive great. And if at any point you have questions, let whoever's going to control your computer know and they'll get the questions to me. So I'm going to share my screen. I have a PowerPoint because that's how we roll. And I just have to get to the right thing to share from the beginning. There we go. All right. So I already went over this. We're going to talk about the ARC a little bit. We're going to play a pricing game and talk about your role in engaging the campers. So I'm not going to read this, but know that the mission of the ARC is to help Jewish families and individuals across Chicagoland who just need an extra helping hand on their path to self-reliance, meaning they're struggling with something and they want to not need the ARC or anybody else to help them. But in the meantime, we're here to help. So our vision is where every Chicagoland Jew experiences the life-changing power of being self-reliant. And we're here to help those who need help for the time that they need some help. So this is our wheel of all of the services that the ARC provides to anyone who needs them. And in the center of this wheel, hopefully you can see it well enough, shows that the case manager and whoops, it's moving on its own, and client are at the center. So every client at the ARC is assigned a case manager to work with, and their partnership is at the center. So I'm going to go over the different services and know that there will be an activity in a moment that goes over the services, so pay attention. So first we have financial counseling and assistance. Most of our clients have jobs, but some will need some help in figuring out how to budget better, how to stretch their money a little bit. So we offer financial counseling. We also have employment services. So most of our clients are employed, but sometimes they need a better job. Sometimes if they're between jobs, they could use some help in finding a job. We have a special program called Gesher that is for clients with chronic mental health challenges. And this program helps people get services in mental health and also just some socializing and some educational programs. We have a full-time rabbi at the Ark where we offer spiritual enrichment. It could be holiday celebrations, it could be counseling, it could be classes, anything and everything to do with some spiritual enrichment. Housing solutions, one of the most needed programs here is housing help. So housing is hugely expensive. It tends to be the most expensive cost in families. And so we help families here, individuals, find housing solutions. So we don't have housing that we give to people, but we help them find affordable housing. We help them find perhaps grants to help with housing or a roommate that can help offset some housing costs. We have health clinics here and a pharmacy. You can see on the bottom here a picture from our dental clinic. We also have a medical clinic and we have a pharmacy. And in our pharmacy, this is an actual picture from our pharmacy. We carry the same kinds of medicines that Walgreens has, but our clients can come here and get their prescriptions filled. And our medical clinic, dental clinic, and pharmacy are like all of our programs here. There is no cost whatsoever to our clients. One of the mainstays of our programming is that we have a pantry. So we actually have two locations. One is in Northbrook and the other is in Chicago. This is a picture from our Chicago pantry that is set up in a way that looks a little more like a store. And you can see we have refrigerators and freezers over here and items on shelves, and it goes further than this picture also. And we offer food assistance. And then lastly, we have where we started our case management and social services, where we work with our clients to see what it is that they need and how the ARC can help them with whatever their needs are. All right, so now we're going to work in small groups. You can choose maybe a group of 3 or 4 people sitting near you and see, and it doesn't have to be lined up with the exact pictures, but see how many of these 8 programs that we offer that your group can come up with. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes, not too long, but see what your group can come up with of the 8 programs that I just went over. You can write them on the paper. Hopefully you have the paper. You should be working in groups. Hello. All right, about 1 more minute. Both camps have your camera off, so I can't see if you guys are waving or making any signs. If you can turn your cameras on, that's helpful for me. All right, thank you for turning your cameras on. I'm going to go back to sharing and we'll get quiet. And I want you to see which things that you got right. I should ask you first. Who got at least 5 of them? Wave your hands if your group got at least 5 of the services. Oh, good. Good, good. All right. That's pretty good because we have a lot of services. All right. Let me go back to sharing. So here are all of the services. And again, they don't have to be lined up with the pictures, but see if you can find any that you missed. All right, a lot of services, right? We do a lot at the Ark. Wherever people need help, we're here to help them. All right, and I had said that the pantry is kind of our mainstay. Not all of our clients use the pantry. We serve about 5,000 clients and about 3,000, a little bit more now. I think I just heard a new statistic, so it's more like 3,500 use our pantry. And I'm going to share with you a video from our pantry and about our pantry. So I have to share sound.
Hi guys, welcome to the Ark Market. We're coming to you from our location on the north side of Chicago. And together with our pantry in Northbrook, we serve 7 surrounding counties and 3,000 people each year with kosher food, household essentials, and personal care products. We're proud to offer a shopping experience just like a regular grocery store. So let's take a look around. Now we have 4 times the space of our previous pantry with added refrigeration for fresh fruits, vegetables, kosher chicken, meat, eggs, and produce. Expanded space for grocery items that our clients need, and the same in Northbrook. We are filling the refrigerators, all at no cost to them, thanks to the generosity of our community. So here's how it works. Volunteers and community members shop for most needed items from the donation list you have and bring them to the Ark or collect on site. Or they shop our Amazon wish list and conveniently ship them to us to add to our inventory. Our top 5 most requested items are olive oil, vegetable oil, couscous, quinoa, and toothbrushes. We then sort the donations. Volunteers then check the labels for kosher symbols and expiration dates and place items neatly on the pantry shelves. The client experience is important, so when clients arrive, they have either already placed an order ahead of time online or they shop the pantry in person. Volunteers help carefully pack the orders and make sure the bags are ready to go for the clients. So what's your role? Encourage your community to collect and donate kosher food, household essentials, and personal care items. Get your campers involved, and a big thank you to all of you for all that you do to help our community.
All right. Great. So hopefully, I know she spoke really fast, but hopefully you heard some things there that you may not have known about the pantry. One thing was that I hadn't mentioned that hopefully you caught is that our pantries are kosher pantries. So we serve the Jewish community. Not all of our clients keep kosher for sure, because we all know that not all Jewish people keep kosher. But we keep our pantry a kosher pantry so that any Jewish person could come and use our pantry. So about 35%, maybe a little bit less, keep kosher from our clients, but anybody can eat kosher food. But if you keep kosher, you have to have kosher food, right? So we keep our pantry as a kosher pantry so all Jewish people can take advantage of it, whatever their practice is. All right, let me go back to my slideshow. Oh, that's not the right place though. Here we go. We're going to go to the next screen. So I'm going to share with you here, we carry about 150, 180 items in our pantry. Many of them are food, but not all. We also carry a lot of non-food items that are really essentials, like shampoo that's showing, soap, toilet paper, toothbrushes, toothpaste. So here I'm showing 4 different items from the nearly 200 that we carry in our pantry. So your job is going to be to work with your small group again and see, we're going to play a Price is Right game and see if you can decide how much each item costs. So keep in mind that this chicken is a kosher chicken because all of the food in our pantry is kosher. So eggs are always kosher. The peanut butter, almost all peanut butter is kosher, not all. And shampoo does not need to be kosher because only things that you swallow, ingest, need to be kosher. So hopefully you don't do that with your shampoo. So get together with your group and decide on what cost you think all of these are going to be, and we're going to see who gets closest. Peanut butter, a whole chicken, shampoo, and eggs. When your group has written down the answers, wave at me so I know. Okay, good. All right, EFA, are you still working on it? Wave if you're done. All right. All right. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me share my screen back. All right, we'll get quiet. Here are the prices. Ready? A jar of peanut butter, about $3. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Wave if you were within 50 cents of that. All right, one group it looks like. All right, let's see what the next one is. Kosher chicken, a whole chicken is about $15, much more expensive than a regular chicken. All right, raise your hands if you were within $1 of it, either high or low. All right, wave your hands if your price was much lower than that. Okay, wave your hands if your price was much higher than that. Should be everybody else. Okay. All right. Well, some are not letting me know, which is not helpful to me. Okay, let's go to the next item. Shampoo. This bottle of shampoo is only about $2. And I'm going to do the last item. A dozen eggs is sitting somewhere around $2. It always depends on where you shop. Last year we were having an egg crisis, so they were about $4 a dozen. All right. How close did your groups get? Raise your hands if you were pretty close on all 4 items. All right. So you can see that the prices add up really quickly. If you have a family and you need shampoo and chicken and peanut butter for 4 people, it's going to add up pretty quickly, right? Because you need to eat not just today, but tomorrow and the whole month and the whole year. So prices can get very expensive and they add up a lot. All right. So our job, your job, is going to be to help with the pack the pantry. I'm going to try and get this out of the way, but it doesn't seem to be going. There we go. For the ARC. So the Apache day camps are ready to go. So this picture is a lot of items we carry here, but not all of them are we collecting for your food collection. You should have received and also hopefully distributed bags that have in it one of these flyers here. So we put flyers in the bags so that they can go out to your campers and they can hopefully fill the bags and bring them back. So I will tell you, we've done this a few times now, and people, even though there's about a dozen items on this list, campers may bring in items that are not on this list. The important thing to stress is that if it's a food item, it needs to be kosher. If it's not kosher, we can't use it at our pantry. So even if your campers don't keep kosher, that's fine, but make sure to try and point out that it should have one of these symbols on the bottom of the flyer, should have that on the food item. If it doesn't help the ARC. It's going to help somebody. We'll send it to another food pantry. But if they bring in, for example, Kraft macaroni and cheese, it is not kosher. So it's not helping to pack the ARC pantry. And that's the point of this project, right? So everybody gets a flyer and gets a bag, and then it has to go home. When they bring back the bags or the individual items, somewhere at your camp, and you'll want to find where this is a blue bin. Not this particular person, but a blue bin just like this that has a big sign on it that says Pack the Ark Pantry Drive and drop pantry donations here. So it should be hanging on the side of the bin, and it should be in a prominent place so that people are reminded. It's easy for them to put the items in the bin. In the best case scenario, you'll be able to fill more than this bin. This bin holds maybe about 300 items, and we would love to collect thousands of items, right? We go through tens of thousands of items every week. So we came up with a list of ways that you could get your campers involved. And your job is going to be we're going to do this at the end of this list, is going to be to work with the other CITs to come up with which items on this list you'll want to do at your camp with your campers, and maybe you come up with even better ideas, right? Like we came up with these ideas, and I used to be a camp assistant director, so I know camps. But you guys are in the trenches. You guys are working with the campers, so you may come up with even better ideas that you'll want to share. So I'm going to just go over some of our ideas. You have to make sure that your campers know about the collection, right? I just did this at a camp. It wasn't an Apache camp, but I just did this at another camp where a bunch of campers never were told about the drive. Some groups knew, but many groups did not. So it's not a drive if everybody doesn't know about it. So your job is going to be to make sure that all of the campers know about the collection and also how it helps others, right? We went over all the ways that the ARC helps. You need to remind your campers of the collection. The best time is before they go home. If you remind them when they're first arriving, by the end of their camp day, they will have no recollection that you've said that, right? So remind them right before they go home. Don't forget, bring in your items tomorrow. We're doing this big camp-wide collection drive for the ARC. Your job is going to be to generate excitement when the campers bring in donations. If they bring in donations and you're just like, great, put it over there, that doesn't feel so good. But if you're excited, then they'll be excited, and the other campers will hear, like, this is important. We're going to generate this excitement. We're going to show enthusiasm when they do bring in donations. You might want to keep a chart of how many items your campers have brought in. If you do that, make sure everybody can see it, right? It could be just the campers in your group. It could be the campers in a certain age group. It could be the entire camp, how many items everybody's brought in, and maybe you'll make a goal. Let's see if we can bring in 100 items this week. Let's see if we can get 20 more items tomorrow than we did today. Set a goal, kind of what I was just talking about, right? Is of the number of items or how big a box you can fill. Let's see, we can put a huge box out. Can we get this full by the end of tomorrow. You could have your campers create posters and then hang them around camp or bring them home, bring the posters home. So if some campers make posters, they could be their reminder that could go home with them, or you could have them create big posters and hang them around the entire camp. What other ideas do you have? So I'm going to have you work in small groups and think of what you're going to do at your camp in your CIT group to get people to know about the drive, to get them to remember to bring items in, to get them excited. I'm going to give you a few minutes to work in your small groups on how you're going to do that at your camp. And then we'll have each camp share. There's only 2 camps on, so we'll have each group do some sharing with the other camp. Okay, when your groups are done, if somebody at each one can let me know, and then we'll do some sharing. All right, if your groups are done, come let me know. ZFA, are you there because you're ready to report? Okay, and EFA, are you guys still working or are you done and ready to share? Done. Okay. So Z Frank, why don't you unmute and you can share and EFA will listen and then we'll switch, okay?
Okay, go ahead. So we're gonna do it kind of like a part of Maccabi where it's like color wars, and like whichever color gets the most like food kind of gets more points too.
Great. So it's going to become part of your Maccabi games. Are you, which is a great way of building enthusiasm. How are you going to make sure that every camper knows about the drive? Did you want to share? Was there somebody who wanted to share?
They're coming up.
Okay.
So our idea is doing girls versus boys throughout the whole camp because it gets kids really excited. Like a competition, yeah.
And are you going to post how many things? How are you going to let people know to do it?
We can like tell their counselors, like, because some groups don't have CITs.
Okay, so is there something that the CITs can do to make sure to generate that excitement and know about it in the first
We
place?
can make posters like around the camp and post them so that
Great.
everyone can see them.
Great. Did the bags go home already at EFA?
They have not yet, but we will.
Okay, so make sure that they go home and have time for them to, because parents need time to shop and send it back. Great. ZFA, did you have something else to share? No? All right. Any other, did you work on this as a whole group? If you do, come up to the computer and share, okay? All right. So I will tell you, so thank you for working on that. I will tell you last year, some of the camps did an amazing job and just had like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items that help support the arc. And as soon as it comes back, it like gets put into inventory and on the shelves and is out the door. And a couple of the camps weren't able to generate that excitement and make sure that the campers knew about it and had very little coming in. So, and it's not a competition in between camps for sure, but the leadership that you take for this project is going to make or break the collection. Does that make sense? So the camp directors have chosen the CITs to be leaders and to take this on as a leadership role. And so we're really counting on you to step up and make sure that all of the campers know whether their group has a CIT or not. You can be the ones to make sure that this program is really successful at your camp. And in a couple of weeks, I think I'm the one who's going with a couple of other staff people to your camp to work with you on sorting all the items. So we'll be able to see then like how amazingly effective this was. I'm going to come, we'll make sure all the items are kosher, we'll make sure they're not expired, we'll sort them by type of item and get them all inventoried so they're ready to get onto our shelves as soon as they come back. So I'm going to be there in a couple of weeks to sort them, or in a week or two, I don't know, whichever date your camps are scheduled for. And you'll be involved at that end too. So make sure, do whatever you guys can as leaders to make sure that it's a successful event. Okay, I don't think I have more on my slides, but let me see. So we all shared, and that's it. So the biggest thing is thank you. Thank you for participating. Thank you for taking on this leadership. Thank you for making sure that more families in Chicagoland will be able to have food on their plates at the end of the day. And thank you, thank you. And if you have questions, you can ask them now. You can send them to your directors and they can send them to me if there are any questions as we move forward. No questions? Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And looking forward to coming to your camp and spending time with you there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.